Welcome to Key Trends Spot, your daily dose of what's hot, what's viral, and what's next. From K-pop to culture, we spot the trends so you don't miss a beat. In a world where anticipation can feel like a storm waiting to break, sometimes it only takes a simple notification. Taehyung and Jungkook are live to send millions into a collective heartbeat. No grand announcements, no teaser posts, just the quiet drop of a moment we never knew we needed. At first, the setting felt unassuming. 2 different rooms, 2 different energies. Taehyung, as always, calm like dusk, his voice soothing, his presence grounding. He wasn't trying to impress. He never does. But that's exactly why he does. On the other side, Jungkook appeared lighter, playful, and ever so effortlessly charming. Laughter bubbled from him like it belonged there. It was natural, honest. He wasn't performing. He was simply existing. And it was magnetic. 2 separate frames, 2 frequencies. And yet, something was already stirring in the space between. Something that fans have always sensed. A pull. A quiet gravity that seemed to draw them toward each other. And then, as if fate couldn't wait any longer, the shift happened. No dramatic lead-in, no countdown, just a seamless transition. They were suddenly in the same room, side by side, no longer split by the screen. What followed wasn't loud. It wasn't scripted. There was no declaration, no headline moment. Just stillness. Warmth, eye contact, shared laughter, gentle touches. And somehow that meant more than any confession ever could. They didn't need to prove anything. And they didn't try to. Because the truth is, Taehyung and Jungkook have never needed to pretend. Their closeness isn't curated. It simply is. Even in silence, they speak. Even without looking, they feel. There's a quiet language between them, a way of being that doesn't ask for explanation. And when they're in the same space, that language sings. At one point, Taehyung leaned in. No reason, no pretext. He just did. And Jungkook? He didn't pull away. He didn't flinch. He welcomed the closeness like a familiar blanket. The smile that followed wasn't staged. It bloomed slowly, like safety, like recognition, like, I know you. Not just the idol you, but the real you. The one behind the cameras, beneath the applause. And then entered the room. His presence didn't disrupt the moment. It deepened it, like an older brother who's seen this all before. He didn't need to say anything. He just knew. His soft glances, his calm posture, even the way he gave them space. It was his silent approval, an acknowledgement. He knew what this was. And perhaps he had always known. Other members popped in, their faces appearing like joyful cameos. It was warm, familiar. But fans, their eyes stayed locked on one duo, Taehyung and Jungkook, not by choice, but by pull. Because sometimes, the spotlight doesn't need to be chased. Sometimes, it finds those who simply glow, and tonight, they didn't glow alone. They glowed because they were together. People forget that what we see is only a glimpse. Beyond the lives, beyond the tour stops, there are 100 quiet moments we'll never witness. Shared silences, tired laughter, unspoken support. Not because they're hiding it, but because they're protecting it. Not everything needs to be shared. Some things are sacred. And their bond? It feels like one of those things. And yet, tonight they chose to share a slice of it. Not for drama, not for engagement, but because they wanted to. And that makes it all the more powerful. There was one moment, so brief, so soft, but it knocked the air from every chest. Taehyung wrapped his arms around Jungkook. Just like that. No warning, no let up, just warmth, arms, heart. And Jungkook? He melted into it. Not stiff, not guarded. He leaned in, trusted, breathed it in, like he'd been there 1,000 times before. Like that was his home. Compare that to other moments. Remember when Jimin accidentally stepped on Jungkook's foot? The discomfort was obvious. But here, with Taehyung, there was none of that. Just ease. Peace. Even Ram didn't interrupt. He watched. Aloud. Like he understood this wasn't his moment to fill. It was theirs to live. And we were lucky to witness it. Every motion was unforced. Jungkook shifted closer without realizing. Taehyung turned slightly, his gaze never straying far. They didn't need conversation. The silence was the conversation. This isn't a one-time thing. Fans know. The pattern exists. Across lives, concerts, backstage clips, there are always these moments. Eye contact that lingers too long, touches too soft for colleagues. The ones who watch closely, Taekookers, know this isn't fan service. This is a love story written in real time, in real feelings, over real years. And it's unmistakably theirs. Because relationships like this can't be faked. They can't be rehearsed. They grow from shared history, from healing each other in ways no one else could. We've seen it. When one is exhausted, the other is already reaching for water, offering a touch, standing nearby. Not for attention, but for comfort, for presence. They don't try to look close. They are close. And that makes all the difference. It's not performance, it's connection. Not everyone will understand this. Not everyone is meant to. But those who see with their hearts, they don't need convincing. They feel it, like a secret melody that only plays for those willing to listen. Tonight's live was a reminder that love doesn't need to shout. It doesn't need to be wrapped in declarations. Sometimes it's just two people, sitting close, smiling softly, and meaning every second of it. As long as Taehyung and Jungkook choose to share these quiet glimpses with us, we'll be here, watching, respecting, cherishing, not because we demand answers, but because we see the truth in their silence. And Taekook, they're not just a ship. They're a symbol of comfort, of trust, of a connection so deep, even words can't contain it. And in that silent understanding, they speak the loudest.